Hey YouTube, Juan here with a review on a knife that recently came in. This is the Ontario Rat 1. Just so you guys can get a quick look at that blade, that handle, the liner, the pocket clip, and that open pillar construction that runs all along the handle. You know, one thing I want to get out of the way here is the measurement of this knife. The blade itself is about 3.5 inches, 3.5 inches, however you'd like to call it, with about 3.2, maybe 3.3 being the actual cutting edge right here, before this actually goes into the handle. You know, it's a lot of cutting length there, so yeah. And you got here the handle, which is about maybe 4.5 inches, about 4.5 inches last time I checked. So this is a good knife if you have large hands. I wear medium-sized gloves, so obviously my hands aren't big. You know, when I was getting this knife, I was expecting the handle to actually come a little bit, out of my hand, but it's about the perfect size. You got dual thumb studs here. There you go. They're good thumb studs, very grippy. You got some jimping here, which is not really that aggressive. You have to really, you have to stick your nail in there if you want your hand to stay there. That's good. What I really like here is the finger choil. It keeps your hand locked up when you're stabbing things. Not that I've stabbed things before, but if you were gonna use the knife for that reason, your hand would stay locked up. And one thing that I like about this pocket clip is that it's basic. And I'd like to compare this knife to my Utilitac 2, which is also another Ontario knife. They have the same exact pocket clip, except this one has a logo on it. I'll be reviewing this one later. But the thing about this pocket clip is that it's, you could position it in 4 different ways. I prefer my knives to be right-handed tip down rather than tip up. But if you wanted to, you could change it for right hand, left hand, tip up, and tip down carry. That's a good thing for left-handers. And another thing I'd like to point out here, let's see if I could get it in here in the camera. If you notice these 2 things right here, in between the handles and on the side of the tang, there are some phosphorus bronze washers, if I'm not mistaken, and those allow the knife to be deployed very smoothly. That's a good thing. Some knives you see have nylon washers, and those I believe could break over time. So, considering this is a budget folder, that's a good thing to have. You don't get much phosphorus bronze washers on knives unless they're, a little bit expensive. And the pricing for this knife could go from 24 as the lowest I've seen. I picked this one up for $25 from Red's Gear on Amazon. But this knife could go from anywhere from 24 to about $40. I wouldn't pay $40 for it. That's, that you're paying too much if you're getting it for $40. But once you get this knife, you're holding quality. There's nothing cheap about this knife. The handle here is made of nylon 6. It has a light texturing, good enough for me. I'm not complaining about the grip that the handle provides. You know, it's good enough, although you can make custom handles like I've seen some people make. You know, user preferences. And the blade here is made of AUS-8 Japanese steel. As it says right here, if I could get it on camera. There you go. Model 1 AUS-8. It's heat treated at about 55 to 56 Rockwell hardness. You know, which is good, a little soft, but at the same time it can hold its edge. The blade has a flat ground, as you could see, not hollow grind. Like, again, I want to compare my Ontario Utilitech. You could see the hollow grind that has compared to the flat ground this has. This one, by the way, still you know, has a 4-way positionable pocket clip. Good. And if you really want to get an idea of how big this knife is, I'll compare it to a popular flashlight that I will also be reviewing. Very popular on YouTube. This is the Streamlight Stylus Pro. There you go. Very bright flashlight. I'll be reviewing that one later. And overall length, this is about 8.5 inches, so this is, you know, kind of a large folder, but I would still consider it somewhere to be in the medium range if you compare this knife to a Spyderco Resilience, which it has a 4-inch blade, I believe. Also a good knife. You can see the thickness on that blade. You know, it's exceptional. Not that thick, but not too thin either. Open pillar construction again for easy cleaning. Now I'm gonna get my flashlight again, look inside the handles. You could see there's no skeletonization of the handles. But what I've seen some people do here with this knife is actually, you know, take off the handles and, you know, drill some holes in there to reduce the weight. I have no problem with the weight, but if you do, you can do that to reduce some of the knife's weight. The total weight of this knife is about 5.4 ounces. So some people would consider this knife to be a little heavy. This is a good knife produced by Ontario again. This is a Jeff Randall design from Randall's Adventure Training, or RAT, same thing. Very good knife. I would recommend this knife to anybody looking for a large EDC or a backup to a camping knife. This knife will get the job done. Very good tactical folder. The deployment is very smooth, but I haven't been able to break it in that much, so it's still a little stiff. So thank you for everyone watching. I'll be making more reviews in the future. Rate, comment, subscribe. Teach me something if I happen to get anything wrong throughout this video. Again, thank you for watching. Peace out. Here's a cut test for the Ontario Rat 1. And I'll just be doing a simple paper cut test to get, you know, to give you guys an idea of how sharp this thing is as soon as it's out of the box. Oops. Oops, got a little caught up on the paper. Out of the box, this thing is razor sharp. Again, thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.